This morning on Oregon News, a 19-year-old man was hit by a car outside the Rive apartment complex. We'll have updates from witnesses at the scene.
University of Oregon announces new abortion services through its health center.
Oregon lawmakers wrap up their short session. What bills were passed? We'll tell you coming right up.
And the Ducks men's basketball team wrapped up their regular season with a matchup versus Washington. All of that plus more coming up. Good morning and welcome to Oregon News. I'm Gabriella Vigil.
And I'm AJ Lee.
We begin with an update on a pedestrian-involved collision. A 19-year-old was hit by a car Tuesday evening at the intersection of Broadway Avenue and Hilliard Street. Reporter Lucas Van Arnhem spoke with witnesses following the incident.
A pedestrian was hit by a car at Broadway and Hilliard on March 3rd. Police say a 19-year-old man was struck by a Kia Forte while running across the street before the light turned red. I spoke with Wyatt Briggs, who was at the scene and saw the crash happen. He told me what he witnessed and how he stepped in to help the 19-year-old man until first responders arrived.
I was sitting in traffic on Broadway headed towards the bridge when I heard a loud sound behind me and looked in my rearview mirror to see that one of the cars in traffic had contacted a person and had carried that person all the way to the other side of the intersection where the car stopped, and the person that was struck ended up falling off of the car and attempting to walk away. I'm a strength and conditioning coach and certified in basic life-saving skills, so I jumped out of my car and assisted the person to the floor and just made sure that he kind of stayed calm and alert.
There are no new updates on the injuries sustained by the 19-year-old man or his current condition. Authorities have not yet released any additional details at this time. We'll continue to follow this story and keep you updated as more information becomes available. With Oregon News, I'm Lucas Van Arnhem.
Turning nationally, the U.S. and Israel's war with Iran enters its second week. Since the first wave of attacks on February 28th, Israeli forces have expanded the conflict with strikes in Beirut and Tehran. 7 American service members have died in the war as of this morning, and with many American citizens still in the Middle East, the U.S. is urging all to evacuate, with more attacks expected in the coming days.
Each one of these countries, of course, with a different situation that people are working with, people are actively overcoming in order to provide those security options where able. But we have seen Americans be able to return to the United States since the beginning. We've been providing that direct security, that direct travel guidance from the very beginning. And we've also been assisting departure, whether through flights or through ground, from the very beginning as well.
President Trump has fired Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. This decision comes after allegations of infidelity, misuse of funds for advertising campaigns, and concerns about her leadership were raised during a House Judiciary Committee oversight meeting on March 4th. Noem was relieved of her duties on March 5th, and the move is sparking strong reaction from Democratic leaders in Congress.
Good riddance. The rot is deep. The president has to end the violence and rein in ICE.
I am so happy that one of the worst administrative leaders I've ever seen is gone, but the agency itself is still reckless and out of control, and we should not be funding it until these issues are addressed.
Despite her removal from the DHS, Noem remains in Trump's inner circle. She was appointed as special envoy for New Shields of America's partnership with Latin American countries across the Western Hemisphere. As for her replacement at DHS, Trump names Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen to take over her role, effective March 31st.
Fraternity and Sorority Life, which oversees Greek life for the University of Oregon, announces a disaffiliation with Delta Sigma Phi fraternity. The announcement from FSL comes after an investigation conducted by the university found Delta Sigma in violation of several policies, including hazing, safety, distribution of alcohol to minors, retaliation or obstruction, and theft. As a result of the disaffiliation, the fraternity cannot recognize or represent itself as a university student organization. They cannot take part in campus activities or events. Individual members of the fraternity involved with those violations will also be held accountable under the university's Student Conduct Code. According to FSL, Delta Sigma Phi is disaffiliated throughout the winter term of 2030. An application for reaffiliation will not be accepted until the spring term of 2030. FSL closed their statement with, quote, "The safety and well-being of students is the university's top priority. Hazing, retaliation, and behaviors that endanger community members or undermine accountability will not be tolerated," end quote.
The University of Oregon will begin offering medication abortion services on campus through University Health Services starting in fall 2026. The initiative is aimed at reducing travel barriers for students seeking care.
is they were saying that even though it is relatively close by to go down Franklin for that, it does require them to leave school, perhaps miss classes, or even just be worried to go to a place they haven't been. And so students said, especially if they'd visited our gynecologist in the past, they really wanted to come to a provider they already knew and trusted, and that if it was here, they wouldn't, lose so much time, and they could kind of stay where they needed to be.
Students will be able to schedule appointments through UHS to receive medication. Healthcare providers at the campus health center will dispense the medications, which are typically used for pregnancies up to 11 weeks. With this change, the University of Oregon becomes one of the first universities in the state to offer this type of care directly on campus. The decision follows years of advocacy from student organizations, including the Associated Students of the University of Oregon, UO Students for Choice, and the university's chapter of the Young Democratic Socialists of America. The groups conducted surveys to collect student feedback on expanding reproductive health services.
There wasn't any pushback, from us or from leadership that this was an important service. It was more about the logistics of how could we actually provide it.
University health officials say they are still working through logistics, including funding and support for out-of-state and international students, and the cost of providing the new services.
Dozens of local children from ages 5 to 18 received free dental appointments at Lane Community College on Saturday. Reporter Devlin Christensen has the story.
This past weekend, dental students at Lane Community College had the opportunity to give kids a smile here with free appointments at the brand new Education Clinic building. Give Kids a Smile is a nationwide event working with the American Dental Association Foundation. Here in Eugene, this was a chance for dental hygiene students to gain valuable experience with young patients.
Well, it helps us build our confidence because we haven't got to work with a lot of pediatric patients yet, so being able to bond with kids and getting the experience of hands-on and the different modifications that each kid needs. And it's kind of like we're doing it on our own mostly. So normally in clinic we have a lot of instructor check-ins, and today was more student-led. We figured out what we thought they needed, and then the doctor approved of it. And then we did all services on our own. So it's kind of cool to build our confidence, and then means a lot to us to give back to those who really need it.
Under close supervision, students performed free evaluations, sealants, fluoride, x-rays, and preventative work on children and even a few college students. Reporting from Lane Community College with Oregon News, I'm Devlin Christensen.
International Women's Day, celebrated every year on March 8th, highlights the ongoing fight for gender equality and women's rights around the world. Here in the Willamette Valley, one local motorcycle dealership marked the occasion by celebrating the women who ride. Reporter Amelia Pirano has more.
It's International Women's Day here at Willamette Valley Harley-Davidson. But female drivers have already taken over Eugene. On Saturday, March 7th, women riders from across the community gathered for a morning of celebration and empowerment. Willamette Valley Harley-Davidson hosted a special event dedicated to female riders and motorcyclists.
We've been kind of focused on building the community around motorcycling. I like to say we're motorcycle enthusiasts, not brand enthusiasts. So we're working really hard on just kind of not necessarily pumping with the brands as much, but to the community itself and bringing everybody together. Because when we're here, it doesn't matter what group you're riding with or whatever. It's Switzerland, so it's nice to have events that everybody can show up to and bring their kids to and have a good time.
Attendees enjoyed local food from Gin Filipino Cuisine and Sunday Supper Co., connected with fellow riders, and shared stories about the confidence and freedom that comes with life on two wheels.
It's really interesting to see the growth in female riders. It's such a male-dominated field and activity that I just love the empowerment that women get out of riding and the community we get with each other.
The dealership also plans to host another event to honor women riders on May 2nd for International Female Rider Day. Organizers say the celebration will include a large group ride. For more information, visit Willamette Valley Harley-Davidson website. Reporting for Oregon News, I'm Millie Prana.
Coming up, an update on the Oregon Department of Transportation's $300 million budget shortfall after a short break.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Oregon lawmakers wrapped up their short legislative session Friday after nearly 3 weeks of debate.
The 2026 regular session of the 83rd Legislative Assembly is adjourned. Sine die.
Senator Rob Wagner adjourning the 35-day session. Lawmakers tackled several major issues, including a $300 million budget shortfall at the Oregon Department of Transportation. Lawmakers say they balance the gap with spending cuts and help from Senate Bill 1507, which creates a tax disconnect from President Trump's tax cuts. Other measures passed during the session included expanding affordable housing by supporting new development and boosting the earned income tax for working families. Lawmakers also made changes to gun policy by delaying full adoption of Measure 114, which would require a permit to purchase firearms in Oregon.
Members of Oregon's largest teaching union and the Working Family Party will not endorse any of the current candidates running for Oregon governor in the 2026 midterm elections. This includes incumbent Governor Tina Kotek. The teachers union says that 75% of its members voted not to endorse any candidate despite backing Kotek's previous campaign with around $390,000 in donations, according to the Oregon Capitol Chronicle. It's the first time since 2014 the teachers union chose not to endorse any gubernatorial candidate. In an interview with OCC, the state director of the Working Families Party, Annie Naranjo Rivera, said members are concerned that none of the candidates expressed the values and commitment to uplifting working class families or families of color. Oregon News reached out to both organizations for further comment, but did not receive a response.
Lane County Commissioner David Lovell refused to issue an apology after an investigation report came out about misconduct with county employees. The Lane County Board of Commissioners voted 3-1 for a censure following an outside investigation that showed Lovell retaliated against county employees. After complaints were filed against him, the censure is the strongest action the board can take. Since Lovell is an elected official, they cannot strip him of his seat. On Friday, the 18th, the board gave a March 3rd deadline for Commissioner Lovell to issue an apology.
Respectfully, Chair Seneca, I won't participate in an illegal meeting and I won't respond to an illegal motion directed at me by this board at this time.
The meeting held on Tuesday contained over an hour of public comments on the issue, as well as Lovell's refusal to apologize. After his refusal, all but one commissioner voted for a censure against him.
Electric scooters have become a popular way to get around town, but hospital data from around the state shows a sharp increase in e-scooter related injuries. On March 3rd, the Oregon Health Authority released statistics they have been gathering from the last 5 years. From January to September of 2025, Oregon saw over 500 e-scooter incidents, an increase of nearly 300 from 2021. Experts from the Oregon Health Authority are urging riders to use extreme caution on these scooters.
Do you need to go faster to get somewhere, or do you want to get there safely and uninjured? So wear those helmets, knee pads or wrist pads are helpful. Learn about your local laws, follow those laws. Also learn about charging and making sure you have certified safety batteries and certified safety charging around this, also to minimize any potential risk. A lot of people say too, when you're charging an e-bike or an e-scooter, they say do not charge when you're not home, just in case if something does happen, you're there to respond to if something does happen.
Further information on scooter safety can be found on the Oregon Health Authority website.
Coming up, we have a new pet walk forecast and some potential winter weather to be aware of. Weather anchor Sophie Fowler has more when we return.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
There's nothing like celebrating a big play. But now, we're celebrating something bigger than sports.
Love your mind.
Love
your mind.
You're training your mind as much as you're training your body.
For me, just stay grounded, be with the people who make my mental health better and not worse.
So when you see us hit this, it's a reminder to
love
your mind.
Dímelo, mi gente, it's Friday night y estamos activos. Head out early. Drinks flowing till 11 p.m. It's gotta be lit.
No sé qué pasó. I didn't even drink that much.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Good morning and welcome back to Oregon News. I'm Sophie Fowler, bringing you this week's weather report and pet walk forecast. Well, say good morning to Jake, a Chihuahua teacup mix who seems to be very happy to be on his morning walk. And good news for Jake and everyone else, because the rain is not in the forecast for today's pet walk report. It'll be a cold morning for any dog walking with a low of 39 degrees, but the afternoon should be a perfect time to take a walk outside with a high of 48 degrees, but you might want to take a jacket with you. And thanks to Spring Forward, sunset tonight is at 7:10 p.m. So that gives plenty of time for a good afternoon or post-work evening walk. Now, we've already had a lot of different weather this past week with a warm and sunny weekend and lots of rain during last week. However, Eugene has only seen about 0.59 inches of rain so far this month compared to the monthly average of 4.64 inches. Although we are only 9 days into March, the total rainfall of 2026 is only 9.61 inches, which is below the average of 11.32 inches at this point of the year, according to National Weather Services. And while the valley will see rain this week, please be sure to be aware of the weather alert for those living in higher elevations in the Oak Ridge and Blue River area. Tomorrow, the 10th, the area could potentially see some snow. The National Weather Service predicts the area could see more than 2 inches of snow at 1,000 feet or higher in elevation. Tomorrow's high in the area will be 41 and a low of 30, and the roads will be slick. So if you are driving through the area, please be cautious. The Willamette Valley is not expected to see any snow. However, temperatures will be close to near freezing tonight. Now, taking a look at Eugene's 7-day forecast, the break from the rain will end as more rainfall in the Eugene area will be starting Wednesday morning and continuing throughout the week. Highs this week will be in the mid to upper 50s, with the coldest days being today and tomorrow at around 50 degrees. Lows will stay in the 30s beginning of the week and go into the mid 40s. Current temperatures right now in the region are not too bad. Eugene is at 39 degrees, while Corvallis is at 38 degrees, and Roseburg is a bit warmer at 40 degrees. And Coos Bay is the warmest at 43 degrees, and it will be a cloudy afternoon throughout the region as well. Again, highest temperature in Eugene is 49 degrees, and while Corvallis and Roseburg are both seeing a high temperature at 48 degrees, Coos Bay will be at 51. Now taking a look at Coos Bay's 7-day forecast, highs will stay pretty consistent at around 57 degrees, while lows will be in the mid to upper 40s. Today and tomorrow are looking like the best time to visit the coast, as the rain will start to pick up again on Wednesday. Now let's take a look at Roseburg's 7-day forecast. It will be a cloudy and mostly dry week for Roseburg. Highs will be a bit cooler earlier in the week at 50, and it will warm up, staying in the high 50s. Lows will stay in the mid to upper 40s. And while the rain and cloudy week is ahead in the region, we are so close to spring, and the winter weather is slowly coming to an end. So hold in there for just a few more weeks. The first day of spring is only 11 days away. Coming up next, sports anchor Tyson Palatichuk has an update from a jam-packed weekend of Oregon sports.
Losing the fear of looking foolish comes with age.
Who did you steal him from?
Losing your way in your own home doesn't. Confusion with time and place may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Mom, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
There's nothing like celebrating a big play. But now, we're celebrating something bigger than sports.
Love, your mind.
Love?
Your mind.
You're training your mind as much as you're training your body.
For me, just stay grounded. Be with the people who make my mental health better and not worse.
So when you see us hit this, it's a reminder to
love
your mind.
Welcome back to Oregon News. This was a busy weekend in Eugene for sports, and jumping right into it, men's basketball played their last home game of the season. On Saturday night, Matthew Knight Arena had its annual swan song for the seniors who played in their last game in front of the Eugene crowd. Many students and other fans came dressed for the occasion, facing rival Washington, and it didn't take long for the seniors to show up in style either, as big Nate Biddle got the ball rolling on offense, assisting on a 3 and hitting one of his own right after. Heading into the half, the Ducks had a sizable lead with Carter's heat check 3, but that would come crashing back down to earth after some key turnovers and fouls got the Huskies back into the game. And in an attempt to spoil senior night, they hit the go-ahead shot for Washington. It was going to take a stroke of luck for the Ducks to save senior night, and their prayer was answered in the form of KJ Evans knocking down an incredible and one three-pointer in perhaps the shot of the season. Washington had a chance with 11 seconds left to regain the lead, but a technical foul would seal a win for the Ducks and their seniors. Now heading into the Big Ten tournament, the Ducks are facing hefty odds of going the distance with just 5 wins in 18 conference games. Men's baseball took a trip to Indiana for their conference opener against Purdue and picked up the series win with their monstrous 15-4 win on Sunday. Freshman Angel Leah led the Ducks with 2 home runs, 4 RBI, and 4 runs scored. Drew Smith reached the base 5 times, while Dominic Hellman added 3 hits and 3 RBI as Oregon piled up 20 hits on the day. On the mound, Cal Scolari struck out 8 over 5 innings to earn the win. The Ducks opened a 2-game set with Xavier on Tuesday. Over the weekend, number 17 Oregon softball hosted the annual Jane Sanders Classic, a weekend-long event that saw Oregon face 3 different teams in the Beavers, Sacramento State, and Nevada, closing it out with a 7-3 win over Nevada on Sunday. The Ducks fell behind early after Nevada hit a 2-run homer in the first inning, but it didn't take long for Oregon to respond. In the bottom half of the frame, the Ducks exploded for 5 runs, with Kaylin Jones starting the rally on an RBI double, and Riley McCoy followed with a bases-loaded hit to drive in 2. Emma Cox and Katie Flannery each added RBI singles themselves to cap the 5-run inning. From there, ace Lindsey Green took control in the circle. The senior settled in after the first and kept Nevada's offense quiet for most of the afternoon. Nevada would hit a last-gasp home run near the end, but it wouldn't be enough as the Ducks got the win in the last game of the weekend. With the win, the Ducks finished the tournament with an 18-7 run differential and now turn their focus to Big Ten play, opening a home series against Penn State next weekend. Oregon's run in the women's basketball Big Ten tournament came to an end Friday night with an 80-58 loss to number 8 Michigan at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The Ducks were playing their 3rd game in as many nights and fought early, but the Wolverines pulled away in the second half. Michigan controlled the glass with a 44-31 rebound advantage and had 4 players score in double digits, led by Silas Swords with 17. Despite the loss, the Ducks strengthened their NCAA tournament resume with 2 wins in the conference tournament and now wait to learn their destination on Selection Sunday. Oregon Acrobatics is continuing a dominant season. Reporter McKenna Rowland has more on the mat from Matthew Knight Arena.
The number 2 Oregon Acrobatics and Tumbling team defended their home turf tonight, taking down number 9 Gannon University here at Matthew Knight Arena.
It was a statement night for the Ducks, as the team posted a 9.95 career best 5-element score, with Angelica Martin and Cassidy Koo taking the floor for Oregon. Koo says the support from her teammates is a big part of her success on the mat.
Angelica and I working together last year so well made it easy, and the team really hypes us up, and I just feel so supported, and I feel like they really trust me to do my job every time. So I'm not too nervous going into Acro event because I feel like I can just really lean on my team.
That sense of support starts at the top, as head coach Taylor Susnara has made it a priority to build a program culture operating like a family.
You know, in families, we have highs, we have lows, and there's sometimes adversity, but it matters how we come together at the end of that. And I think this team and our program in the last few years has really done a good job of building each other up rather than tearing each other down. So.
The Ducks continue their home stretch with a top 5 showdown against number 4 Iona University. Reporting for Oregon News, I'm McKenna Rowland.
And that's going to do it here for sports. Coming up, Eugene's got a new out-of-this-world spin on a classic hobby. Stay tuned.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink, or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking, now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed, better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead, catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Willamette Lane Park and Recreation Group is bringing back the joy of roller skating for people of all ages. Reporter Kuhn Hober has the details.
It's roller skate day here at Springfield's Bob Kiefer Center, with wheels, lights, and style.
The skating took place on Saturday in 2 waves, from 3 to 5 and 6 to 8 p.m., with people of all ages hitting the rink for this dance music themed night.
We've evolved into 2 skate sessions rather than just 1 longer skate session. I think that's kind of a note. We realized that people preferred to have kind of an opportunity to come at a couple of different times, so that's been really fun to expand and be able to offer this to more community members.
The next event is scheduled for March 21st. For more information, visit the Willamette Lane website. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Quinn Huber, Oregon News.
That's going to do it for us here at Oregon News.
Thank you all so much for tuning in this term. We hope you enjoy spring break, and we'll see you in April.